Okay, we are going to work now with some examples of calculating the area of triangles. So we start here with our formula, knowing that the area is going to be 1/2 base times height. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. 1/2 base times height. Here's our first example. In blue we have our triangle, and the base is going to be here. And we count how many units? 1, 2, 3. So that's 3. Then we look at the height and count how many units high. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so even though the third one that we counted here is a partial unit, we still count that as just 1 for now. Okay, so now we have 3 times 3 is the base and 3 is the height, so we go and plug those numbers actually into our formula. Okay, to substitute for our base, if I do that in a different color, base, the base is 3, just like it is down there, 3. Then, if I go now, substitute the height in green, that's here, and that's a 3. So now we have 3 times 3 times 1/2. Okay? So you can do mental math and do some calculations and figure that out to determine that 3 times 3 is 9, and then half of 9 is 4.5, 4.5. So it's 4.5 units squared. Okay? And we can check to see if that is correct by actually going in and counting the actual units. We could do that to make sure that our math is correct. And we can go here. Okay, so that's 1 full square. That's 2 full squares. 3 full squares. Now this is 1/2 of a square, so that's 3.5. This is another half of a square, so that's 4. And then this last one here is another half. That makes 4.5. So we were correct. We give ourselves a star. That is 4.5 units. Let's try another example. Here this triangle looks a little bit different, but we can still calculate a base and a height. Okay, there's our formula, base times height. And we will start here at the bottom because we want to make it as easy as we can. Okay, so we're going to make that our base, and we count those units. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our base is 6. Okay, now for the height, it looks like we don't have a side of the triangle that aligns directly next to the side of our original rectangle. But that's okay. When you are looking at the base, to calculate the height, you want to use the direction of going north, and you want to create a, quote, perpendicular line. Okay, and you guys all know what perpendicular lines are. We talked about it in depth in class. So we start here at our base, and I'm going to go here in green. So we'll start here at our base, and we will work our way up. We go up, 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 and we stop when the tip of our triangle is in direct alignment with our line. Okay? So what we've actually done is created an extension of sorts to just visually find how high the triangle is. So then we go and we count those units, how high it goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the height is 5. Okay, so we have a base of 6 and a height of 5. And remember that we are multiplying. And so we bring down our 1/2. So we have 1/2 times 6 times 5. Okay, and we want to do this the easiest way we can. And you can do that a number of ways. You can take 1/2 of 6 and then multiply it by 5. I'm going to do 6 times 5, which is 30, and then 1/2 of 30 is 15. Okay? But you could have also done it a different way. Just whatever way naturally gravitates for your brain. So our answer here for area of a triangle is 15 units squared. Here is an example of a third triangle. Now mind you, we're going to go ahead and use the formula of 1/2 base times height. But in class, we are going to look at an alternate way that we also can find the area of triangles. Okay? So let's stick with it. This time, the triangle actually partially extends out of the rectangle. But that's okay. We can still do the same procedure to find the base and the height. So here at the bottom, we're going to consider this our base because that's just easiest. So let's count our units. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our base here is 4. Now remember, height is taking the base, which is right here, and we are going to go, we're going to create a perpendicular line and go directly up from the base. Okay? So in this case, we have to actually, in order to get to the top of our triangle, which is right here, we actually have to extend our base over. Okay, now that does not change the number of our base because the original triangle is what is our base. But we extend it over, and then we can now extend it up. And those perpendicular lines, as you can see, creates a 90-degree angle. Okay? So once we extend it over, like that, we go and we extend it directly up until it reaches that top part of our triangle. And now we can count those units to determine the height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the height is 6. Okay? So now we have 1/2 times 4 times 6. Okay? 1/2 times 4 times 6. So you can do the math however way it works for you. I will take 1/2 of 4 to make a 2, and then I'll take 2 times 6 to get 12 units squared. Alright? 12 units squared. And that is our answer for the area of this triangle. So again, this was just introducing you to the concept of area of triangles, and there are many more examples. We will continue to work on this in class for many days. And again, there are other ways we can determine area. This is just the shortcut, and we will talk about the other ways in class.